Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the season finale edition of Bad League, Bad Pod. I'm Zach Fuller. I'm here with Ben Dunn on this afternoon edition. Ben, how's it going today?
It's going pretty good, man. You know, had a nice, successful day at work. We were just talking about how hot it is there. It's very hot here as well. So I'm just happy to be sitting inside, enjoying, getting to talk about a great season, you know, all that good stuff, man.
Indeed, yeah, it is that time of year, and I guess the South gets hot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we had a race at Kansas last night. My race was kind of, I don't want to say up and down, but kind of just never ended up leading 14 laps, but I've never really felt like I had the pace to stay up there and win over the long run. But come home sixth. It wasn't a super exciting race. I feel like I took a set of tires with like 60 to go, and I think Jack and those guys stayed out, and so that left me with one left for the rest of the race, and then took that with 30 to go, and that kind of made my bet of where I was going to be for the day, and actually brought it home sixth, which on the strategy I was on is not terrible. I feel like I should have fallen down the order more than that, but couldn't quite get a top five, brought it home sixth. The goal for the day was to beat Dylan or finish a couple spots behind him, and unfortunately he had the mechanical problems, which is a bummer. Would have liked to.
A literal mechanical issue
Yeah.
in a simulation game.
Yeah. So would have liked to have
Well,
raced
sorry,
him.
I said game.
Yeah, it's a sim.
Sorry.
Would have liked to have raced him out for that second spot, but in any case, brought it home second, which I've been documenting is pretty much my goal now that Jack won the championship. So good night, good race. I felt like people had fun. The track was awesome. So how was
It
your
was
race?
awesome. It was all over the place. Just like I've sound like a broken record over the last couple of weeks with that exact answer, but early on I felt good. You know, I was feeling pretty good at having a tire saving run, and like early on in that first little run, I got to a point where I was able to catch like this group of four in front of me, and then I just sat there and paced them. I just kept myself like a second back so that I would be out of some dirty air, and they're all getting kind of racy. So I just kind of paced myself and stayed there. And I was just going to try the most all out pit strategy because I didn't have a ton of speed, and the early green flag run gave me hope that we might get a lot of those. Or it might be one of those like one caution races or something like that. So I was going to go just kind of off the rails with my strategy. I was going to short run the first, had it all planned out. And I'm usually not good at this stuff, but I nailed it last night before I fucked everything up. I ran the first run. I was like one of the first guys to come in, grab tires. And I think like a caution came out, but I got lucky enough to get a wave around. And then let's see. I think that was the time when Dylan had to go for his issues. So so after that happened, I got my wave around. Right, came back, did the same thing. I learned a lot from my first bit of tire wear that I moved up too soon in the run, and then so I went out, just kind of did the same thing again, and just hung out. Like I wasn't crazy fast. I was like I probably was like average 11th. I haven't even looked at it. Average 10th or 11th. I didn't run very fast. But I was there, and like when it started going late in the runs, I would start closing in. I just never really had the time to do so. So, gotten some incidents late. I kind of put myself in a tough position on the last restart. It was a dumb move of me because I had the lucky dog, and that was when Roten kind of trapped everybody.
Yeah.
So it was me, lucky dog, behind like 5 or 6 cars that were a lap down that didn't have tires, I guess, because they had just done their pit stops already, so they didn't pit again. So like I got antsy to cut through them all and pass them, and get up to race with you guys because I knew how fast, like as a pack, you guys would kind of move away.
Hmm.
I put myself in a tough position between Devin and Cody. Looking at the replay, at the time, I thought it was 100% me. Looking at the replay, it was more of like a racing incident. I was in a tough spot, and Devin kind of moved up a little bit. So, I hate that it happened, but I was also trying to force the issue and take the blame for doing that part. So that ended my night, and I spent the last I don't know, like 15 laps watching in race control with Aaron. And yeah, pretty much just sums up my second half of the season right there and ends the way that it should. And I think I lost, didn't get anything on Judd, didn't have any chance of doing that, and Roten passed me in points. So yeah,
Indeed.
it was a good time. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah. Not the most, not the way you'd want to go out on a finale, but
Yeah, it's
that's
okay.
racing sometimes. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It was yeah, there was I mean, I tell you what, man, just like talking about the race in general, like the track was it was a lot of fun. It was very fast,
Yeah.
but there was a couple times where I caught myself getting in some trouble, especially off turn 4. That was the only spot where I saw it. Um and I don't know if it correlates with the fact that that was the last part of the track to see sun. Like that was always the shiniest part of the track, I think, which, could it have, been a little warmer than the rest of the track? I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I don't know. I assume it's that good. I don't know. Either way, um, I was getting loose like crazy coming out of 4.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the track, I agree, it felt super fast. There was that bump in turn one that I don't remember. I don't remember that being there. It kind of reminded me of the bump at Chicagoland in turn three. That it would just like if you were
Mm-hmm.
running that high line, it would just spit you into the wall, kind of. So that was tough to adapt to. But overall, yeah, I thought it was a great race. People could run different lines, and there was a lot of good racing. Let's get into our top five.
It was
Um,
racy as hell.
the uh, the season, the champion of the season. I mean, put a
Yeah,
clinic on yesterday. I mean,
goes
didn't
goes
lead the
out on
most
top.
didn't lead the most laps, but set the pole time and the fastest lap and won the race. Jack Drucker. I mean, just kind of ties a bow on a super successful season.
Yes, absolutely. And bit of an up and down race, 7 cautions. So going through a lot of stuff. I know that Owen led a lot of laps, so for him to get back up there, and I think at the end, I mean, all I could see was that he just had a gap to Owen. He just did what he had to do to maintain it,
Hmm.
and Owen was trying to get there, couldn't close it down, and Jack brought it home nice and clean. So, yeah, great race for him.
Yeah, and then speaking of Owen, yeah, led 52 laps. Looked like he had a shot to win there at the end. Him and Jack
Yep.
had a good battle. Um, that there was that caution with 30 to go, and Jack and Owen were up there battling for the lead, and I was behind. They each had another set of tires, and I didn't. And I was so hoping that went green on that last one with like 30 to go because they were running the high line, battling for track position as they should have, and I was in third, just keeping up with them on the low line, so kind of conserving my tires a little bit more. And then with like 5 to go, I was just gonna go balls out and try and pass him. I felt like I could have had a shot for it, but then there was like a caution with like 5 to go or something or whatever it was. Um, but in any case, Owen definitely had the pace to win and brings it home second, which is still a great result.
Yeah, it was a good run by both of them. I know they both pretty much had the speed. If the driver rating, is any bit of a thing, the 126, 124, and then the next closest was yourself at 110. So those
Hmm.
two are clearly, class of the field last night. Um, and just like, we were talking strategies, like just strategies all over the place for everybody last night. That was kind of cool to see. Like a lot of the
Yeah,
cautions fell into spots where people were like trying some stuff. I know that like you were talking about your tires. I think I put my last set of tires on with like 30 to go. Like I
yeah,
was, I was I was just using them every time that I could just to try to get an advantage.
yeah. The strategies really were everywhere. Brandon Combs brings it home third. Just
Our mile and a half specialist.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the last time we were at a mile and a half, he had a really good finish too.
I
Charlotte, I think he had a
think it
top
was
five.
Charlotte. Yep. I
Yeah,
was
so
just about to say.
Brandon's definitely improving there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for next season.
He actually
Maybe
had
he
third
can,
place there.
yeah, maybe he can,
Yeah.
maybe he can nab a win at a mile and a half next season. I'll have to
Yeah.
see what tracks he's all won at.
I can tell you.
Yeah, what do you have on
But
Brandon?
regardless, um, I have Brandon has one. No. This is a lot harder to find than I. Okay, he has Dover, Iowa, New Hampshire, Bristol. So nothing. I believe he said this actually last night. It's coming back to me. He said this at one point that he's never won on a track longer than a mile
That checks
in
out, yeah.
CRS. So
Yeah.
that's pretty wild.
I mean, if he keeps putting in runs like these, two top fives in the
Yeah,
last,
absolutely.
you know, in the last two, I mean,
He-
it's gonna come. You just got to be in position.
yeah,
So
and he's there, and you know that'll come to you eventually. The part of finishing it off, right, and
yeah,
like getting it done, right. That'll come. You're in a good spot running third like that, right? Like and
definitely,
just being consistently fast, and maybe not having winning speed, but right place, right time, you could win the race, and you have a good
definitely.
chance to with doing so. So good on him with that. Fourth place though. Look at my man BC Ben Colts bringing home fourth place.
Yeah,
Uh, what a great run by him.
yeah. That was his. Trying to pull it up here. That was his
Yeah,
fourth
we're
top five of the season.
prepared. Yeah.
So yeah, super prepared pod today. Fourth top five of the season. He's had some really good runs. I think I remember Auto Club. He was very strong as well. Um,
Hmm.
and the way this raced, I feel like is kind of similar to Auto Club with how fast and like uh, you had a lot of different lane choice. It was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just continuing to improve. Ben Colt's still looking for that first points win in his career. So um, I mean, just like we said for Brandon, it's these types of runs. You just got to keep doing these, and then you'll find yourself in position to win eventually.
Yeah. And there's been a couple times throughout the season where he's had that kind of where did he come from moment in
Yeah,
races. You know what I mean? So just another solid performance there by him. Pretty much was up there all race with a 6.3 on the average running position. So he hung out right outside the top five and then got in there right at the end. And yeah, like you said, the fourth one of the season. I was trying to quickly go back and see if that was his most in a season, but I couldn't
mm.
do it fast enough. So
It
save
may
that for
be.
another date.
It may
You
be.
know, that'll be
Um,
off season talk. We got a lot of stuff to
definitely,
cover in off season. We got a lot of time to fill.
definitely. And then finally in fifth, Brandon Bender equals his best career finish of fifth.
Oh,
Previously, he finished fifth at Atlanta, at Old Atlanta. So,
very
um,
nice.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we don't know a ton about Brandon Bender. He only raced 11 times this season, but um, I think he doesn't have a whole lot of experience on these mile and a halves. And
Hmm.
I remember in that Atlanta race, he was super strong at the end. And then, um, yeah, here as well. I mean, just putting yourself in the position, having a good strategy, and late cautions, you can get yourself to the front. So nice run there by the 229.
Yeah, absolutely. A great finish for him. Great finish to the season. Just kind of just steady Eddie, right? Nothing
Definitely,
nothing too crazy. Just for the races he's shown up in, he's not done too bad. 11 starts, 5 top 10s, 2 top 5s. So a good uh a good way to finish the season off with a nice fifth place there.
definitely, and he can hopefully bring that into next season. Um,
Absolutely.
so that's our top five. We want to. I think we got some people on the phone lines are lighting up.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna start with. I figured, it was such a hit with the fans,
Mm,
last time.
mm,
Uh, we got Mr. Combs himself coming in to talk Combs polls with us. So,
let's do it.
um, Brandon, do you have a copy?
I do.
What's up, brother? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. We figured, what a great way to finish the season off by bringing you in for the last Combs polls segment of the season. To walk through us, or I'm sorry, walk with us through that, and we'll talk about your season as well. Let's kind of start there. How you feeling about your season 12?
Um, not as good as my season 11. um, I definitely had some bad races, definitely had some bad luck. Um, but then I also had runs that I did not expect I was gonna have. So it's like I can be mad and upset about it, but then at the other time, it's like can't really be too upset about it because I was able to have better runs at some places than I thought I never could have done, honestly. But no, I mean, it was a good year. Had some fun. It was frustrating at times, but yeah, overall had a good time.
I think that's kind of just racing, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's those peaks and valleys of it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we were just bragging about congrats on your as well your third place round last night. Uh, really figuring out these mile and a halfs, huh?
I don't know if I'm figuring them out or if I'm just dumbing it down. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I felt like last night I was legit a fish out of water. Like I felt like I couldn't do anything the first 10, 11 laps of a run. Like I could not go as fast as the guys in the beginning of the race. Like I didn't have that 1 to 5 lap pace at all. And then I felt like I didn't even really have that 10 lap pace that they were able to keep going with. Like I just felt like no matter what I did, I was on such a knife's edge with the right rear. Like
Mm-hmm.
it felt like I was driving a dirt late model, a super late model with no spoiler on the back of the car on a 100% slick racetrack. Like it was just almost undrivable. It felt like to me. But I mean, the sun went down and the lights came on, and I was able to find a little bit more pace. I mean, I was still just struggling with right rear grip and just side grip in general, but um, I think I changed some stuff a little bit with what I was doing, lift points, how deep I was driving it in, and turning points and stuff, and that helped a little bit.
Were you
Um,
running top, bottom, or you running a little mix? What was the strategy there?
I was running a little bit of a mix towards the end of the race because I was a little bit more confident in myself being able to move around a little bit. Beginning of the race, I was not leaving that white line on the bottom. If I left that,
Yeah.
I was wrecking. Um,
Yeah, I understand
Yeah,
that.
the Highline was it did seem to get pretty tough at times last night.
Yeah, and
I
then like
did.
when you waiting on it, like when you're waiting on it to grip up, and you feel like you're waiting forever, and you're all the way up there, and you're like, I've got to just be giving up time. Like, there's no way this is faster. And that's what I ran into a lot, was like just waiting to get that feeling and be able to put the throttle down. Like it just felt like I was waiting forever.
I'm sure everybody last night had this one feel that I had. I went up to the top for the first time in 1 and 2 in the race at least, and this SOB bottomed out and went up the racetrack, got tight, and
Hmm.
then was immediately loose. And I was like, "Yep, not doing that for a while."
Yeah, that bump, man. That bump
Yeah,
was rough.
yeah. I was just sticking to the bottom there for a while, and then once I got a little bit more comfortable and being able to race around guys, and for me at least, I don't know about other people, but it felt like dirty air for me was like not existing. Like I felt like I could follow right behind someone and not have an issue, and it seemed like someone
Yeah.
could be right on my bumper and it wasn't an issue either. So where with other people, like I was able to pack air on, I want to say it was Donnelly. I could be wrong, but like I got
Yeah.
really close to him and I packed air on his bumper, and he got loose and went the racetrack, and I went on by him on the bottom. And there was a couple times someone was right on my bumper, and it never affected me. So I don't know if it was just like a situational deal or what. But
I
Yeah,
I
you're
definitely
lucky. I
didn't
had
I didn't
yeah.
feel like the traditional dirty air behind people, but like you're talking about with when someone got real close up behind me on my rear bumper, I could definitely feel it.
It happened to me a couple times. It gave me a good couple wiggles, and it was only when they got like really close.
Yeah.
But
like I felt it in practice, but I never felt it in the race. So
Hmm.
I was
mm,
very confused by that.
damn,
Interesting.
not the worst thing to have happened to you.
Yeah.
No, no.
It's because yeah, it was definitely messing with a lot of people. I think I think I got close to someone and did it myself. I'm kind of like with you, Fuller, that like behind people it wasn't bad, right? Like
Right.
we all kind of agree that, but yeah, the packing the air on the back, man, I got jacked up a couple times by it, and it was
I
just like so little, it was a little jolt,
Yeah.
and you had to either save it or you were gonna go for a big slide.
yeah. I mean, I was surprised too at how much with Kansas, with it being still kind of like fresher repave out there, at least on iRacing
Hmm.
services and stuff. Like I was kind of surprised at how much tires did kind of mean something. If you pushed way too hard, like
Hmm.
you were gonna pay for it. And then if you kind of saved a little bit, it wasn't like you were at least in my shoes, I know my tires were probably better than most people because I felt like I was on such a razor thin edge compared to some other guys. But like,
Mhm.
I felt like after 15, 20 laps, I had nothing. Like the little bit that I did have, I had nothing. And like
Yeah.
my percentages on my direct sides could have been way better than somebody else, but they're still going to run faster than how I felt at least.
Yeah.
But then it's like it's a weird comparison because you compare it to Kansas here. There was some tire fall off. There was some guys struggling because they pushed too hard earlier in the run. And then you look back a couple weeks ago when we were at Iowa, and it was like there was no tire fall off. Like it
Yeah.
didn't matter if you were on new tires or old tires. So it's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? We're running on an iRacing service here where Iowa is an older surface per se, should wear out, and then we go to a newer one and we have more tire fall off than what we did on an old one. So I was very confused by that.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That's
I hadn't thought of that.
yeah. Me
Um,
either.
well, let's get into these polls. I think this is the
Let's do it.
most. These are the
Yeah.
most comprehensive wins we've had.
I think you're
in the
right,
polls.
dude.
Yes.
Very,
Yeah.
very divisive. We are as a league this week. So Brandon, go ahead and take it away.
So someone in here brought up the idea of doing like the Jeff Gluck type of polls that he always puts out on Twitter or X, however you describe it.
Mhm.
Was this a good
Always
race?
Twitter.
So I've done this for the last 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
on this week at least, it's very, very dominant. Yes, it was a good race. There was 13
Domination.
votes, 13 votes total. 12 of them were yes, one of them was no.
Mm.
The one no was from Devin, the 23 car. I don't know how you say
Yeah.
his last name, and I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been going with Visnall. I think that's right.
I know he had kind of a dismal race from looking at the results. Kind of sucks for him. I know he got caught up in a wreck off of 4 as well.
I think he got caught up in a
Oops.
couple.
I don't know who caused that one all four.
I
Oh,
don't either. I know I was on the very bottom 4 wide, so
I think it might have been somebody drinking a Miller Lite.
Miller Latte.
Yeah, but
Don't know who that could be.
well, yeah. I mean,
Um,
13 votes, 12 yeses. I mean, that's got to be
Yeah.
just a Kansas effect. I think. I think that's just a great track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with a Jack Drucker win, sometimes the fans,
Right.
it's like a Logano or a Hamlin win, He's gonna
Jesus.
love that I compared him to that.
Wow.
Didn't affect the polls, it's
No, I don't. I think in this league, at least, people that win and stuff like that, I don't think it's gonna
No, I'm just kidding. That
affect
was
like your actual
Right.
results. Honestly,
that was all 100% not serious.
no. But like, it brings up a good point though. Like, realistically, there's other leagues and stuff out there in general, or like other type of sporting events where, like Jeff Gluck has said it before. Okay, like back in the day when Kyle Busch was winning all the time, everybody would vote no because they didn't like Kyle Busch,
Right.
even though he won the
Mhm.
race, whether it was good or not.
Whoever's
Yeah, the
winning a lot,
Truex-
people don't like that.
Truex
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, like 2017 Truex season. So it's like,
Domination.
That's what Jack would rather you compare him to.
Yeah.
which is
You're
fine,
right. You're right.
100%.
Yeah.
But
It's about the racing,
I-
and last night the racing was good, and I think that's why
Racing
we
was
had.
fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's why the
it
poll
was
is how
really,
it was.
really racy. Yeah. Yeah, really racy. Also, I think a lot of our people will vote with because they took part in the race.
Yes.
There's more of a chance there of like, you're gonna get honest reactions rather than just like
Right.
if someone
What the
watched
fans
it,
think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, just from seeing these racetracks where more guys are on edge and stuff, I feel like those tend to be the better races
Mhm.
because you're able to have more options.
Right, and people are
As in,
more reluctant to kind of go for stupid moves because they're going to
Mhm.
spin themselves out instead of like for example, obviously we know how crazy Phoenix was. Like I think
Yes.
the
Yeah.
reason why that was so crazy is because there was so much grip, it wasn't super difficult to drive. So people were diving in doing. I mean, we had
Yeah.
I think we had like 1,300 cautions in that race, give or take a few.
All right. So make Phoenix 140 degrees in the future.
Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe. Moving on to
Um,
driver of the week.
Yeah,
yeah.
another commanding win here.
Yeah. This might be one of the very few that have won driver of the week that did not win the race, and it was Ben. I don't know how you say his last name. Cultus.
Colts, yeah.
Okay.
BC,
BC.
BC. There you
BC.
go. There you go.
Yeah, he had
BC
7
won 3.
votes. He had 7 votes with 54% of the votes. Drucker had 1.
Sheesh.
Myself had 1. Christian had 1, and Roten had 3.
Yeah, Roten
Okay,
had a good.
just for the record, Christian voted for himself, so.
Oh,
Okay.
get him out of
Oh,
here!
he's gone.
Boo.
Get boo.
1 race
Boo.
suspension.
Boo.
Oh. But nah, all
Boo. Yeah, he can
seriousness,
take
like
next week off.
all seriousness though, like Ben ran a great
Just
race
kidding.
all last night. I mean, he was in the
Yeah.
top 5 to 6 the whole race, it seemed.
Early on, I felt like he
I
went up
raced
and got
around him a little
third.
bit. Yeah. Early on in the race, he was up there towards the front. And then even Cody had a hell of a start. Like he started eighth or ninth, something like that. Cody Jackson, and he drove up to the front and was holding on to it pretty well. I mean, he faded really late in the run, but like it was right before pit stops was about to happen.
Yeah, I
But
think he wrecked coming off pit road or something. But up until then, he was running really good.
he was. But man, BC had a hell of a night.
Yeah, and well deserved driver of the race.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Tough luck.
Cheers. Bravo. Oh, tough luck. Yeah, went to the mechanical failure, which the like I said earlier, the rare actual mechanical failure in a simulation. Dylan Hoffman with 8 votes, 57% of the vote. Tough luck for his troubles with his wheel, causing him to have to exit early, not get a chance to try and get that second place in points. He was going to be good too. I mean, it's always kind of to be expected that he's going to be good, but I think he was good before that happened. I couldn't imagine trying to wheel it like that on older tires with absolutely no feedback.
Yeah, no bueno. I'm not even gonna say like I would like to try that because I would not. So
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame him for just calling it a night after having issues with that. I know I saw him spinning off of 4 down through the grass, and I just remember people mentioning that he had issues with his wheel, with losing force feedback, and then having it, and then just intermittent. And I wasn't sure what happened there, and yeah, that sucks for him because I know he was probably really chomping at the bit on that one for Kansas.
Absolutely. Who else got votes here? Let's see. Devin got some tough luck votes.
Yep.
Judd got some tough luck votes. I believe those are all caught up in accident related.
Judd's was mainly from he did a
the
pit
lap down.
strategy ideal. Yeah, I think he tried a little bit different strategy, and it just didn't work out for him because then he ended up getting caught a lap down when Roten stayed out. And I think he stayed a lap down the rest of the race.
Yeah, he finished a lap down.
But yeah, put him down there for tough luck because with his pit strategy, whether he got back on lead lap or not, it was going to be hard for him to get back to the front with the little amount of laps we had. But I mean, Judd was also hauling ass early in the runs.
Yeah, I think Judd was trying to get to 1,000 lap sled last night because that was the first thing he asked me when we got in the lobby.
I gotcha.
And he made a dent in it, so I mean, he didn't
I got
really
a
have
long
much.
way to get to that ideal.
he didn't have really much to gain in the points, so he's like, I'm just gonna go out here and lead as many laps as I can. Which I mean,
yeah,
I think
full send it.
I think he led. How many laps did he lead? He led 33 laps. So
yeah.
And then everybody's favorite poll,
Idiot of the week.
Absolutely.
This one was a pretty comprehensive victory as well. Yeah, I didn't actually see. Did anybody see what happened with Joe?
I heard he spun once.
Yeah, I think he just got like at one point he went across Devin's hood.
There was one I know he cleared himself on Roten and like spun himself into the wall.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he did it. I think he cleared himself twice. I believe Devin said that also that the second time he kind of cleared himself twice. So
yeah, just
that explains that, and I'm sure everyone else just wanted to vote for Joe because it's kind of funny. So
yeah, I mean,
Joe
they just piled in there, you know.
Joe is definitely better than that.
Yeah,
but when you don't run a whole lot of races, yeah, you just lose that proficiency, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that really
Even that
explains
little
it.
bit of timing, right? Like if it was 2 incidents of him trying to clear himself, like you're just kind of missing that little bit
Yeah.
of timing from
Yeah.
not running a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, Joe had a lot of speed too because he went blowing by me early in the race. Like I was tied to a tree, and then he was able to gain probably 4 or 5 more spots as well. And then he had a really big loose moment in 1 and 2 and took the right rear, and
Mm-hmm.
I went back by him, and he was struggling trying to hold on to it. And then I think that first caution was when he finally spun it. But he had a lot of pace. If he could have just kept that right rear on it, he probably doesn't wreck out of the race, and he's
Mm-hmm.
I'd say close to top 3 for the final rundown of the race for sure. And just a little fun fact as well for Idiot of the Week, that had the most votes of any of the other polls with 15.
Mm.
Oh, everyone really chipped in on the well.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 15, 14, 13. Okay, all right. I thought there was like a bigger gap.
No,
but still,
no. But I don't know. I feel like that's everyone's favorite.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Also, too, I think it's one of the rare moments too where the 42 didn't win unanimously, or the 4 or race control.
Race control, yeah.
Mhm.
Race control.
Mm-hmm.
Race control did all right. Well, and see, Aaron voted for himself there, so
I still
little
got
bit of
2. I got
self-hate.
one from Judd. I'm trying to remember what I did to Judd. Sorry, whatever it was. I forgot.
Why
And then
did
I
you
got one
vote for
from
the
Dan who didn't
23?
even. Because of the incident that him and I were in, when I looked back and it was heat of the
Oh.
moment. I saw he moved up just a little bit, and like I said, I put him in a tough spot, so I'm not fully blaming him there. I'm just saying
Okay.
that it was a little more race incident. So I just picked that because I couldn't justify voting for anyone else. I'm not going to vote for myself because it's not allowed. Race control,
It's race
was
control. He can vote for himself.
yep. It's I let other people do that. I couldn't vote for Roten. And then I
Right.
only would have voted for Joe just because it's funny. I didn't see any of the other incidents, but it would have just been funny to make the number higher. So I decided to go with the guy I got in an incident with just
All right.
because he voted. He voted. No, he didn't vote for me. Never mind. Sorry. Dan voted for me. He didn't even race. Get out of here, Dan.
Yeah, I think Dan voted on all the polls.
Yeah, he did. I think
Hell
Dan has
yeah.
been voting on all of them.
Yeah, he's just picking random stuff.
But
Well, yeah, that's our Combs polls.
Well, Brandon, we appreciate you joining us as always.
yeah,
Good season.
yeah, it was a good year. Looking forward to season 13 whenever we decide to get all this kicked off.
Absolutely.
And next year we'll definitely be bringing the polls back for sure.
Damn right.
Love it.
I think we'll just keep these 4 topics as it is. Like,
like
what's a
it.
good race, driver of the
Yep.
week, tough luck, idiot of the week, and maybe next year or for next season, I'll do a better job of keeping track of who won what, and then at the end
There
of
you go.
season 13, maybe
It's a
have
good idea.
another stat out there for who got the most wins under each category.
There could also be a place in Discord that just stashes the results of all these polls. I don't know. I'll have to dig into that.
We could have it.
Yeah, I
You're
don't know.
telling
I'm
me
not
next
very
season we
Discord
could have
savvy.
next season we could have an idiot champion.
Oh, trust me, I'm already planning on that when we have a full season of these. I've already thought about it.
Okay.
Oh my
Don't worry.
gosh.
Don't worry. I'm already there.
I love it.
The ideals are a buzzing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They've already been there for sure. There's wonders with these. So yeah, keep it up. We'll keep it going. Thanks again, Brandon, for joining us. We're gonna grab someone else here.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in the hotline.
Yeah, not a problem. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man.
It's been a lot of fun the last 2 seasons race with you guys, and can't wait for season 13. And maybe one day I'll get Fuller back.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
I like
save
it.
it till next season.
Yep. Thanks, brother.
Yep. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all have a good one.
See you, buddy.
You too. All right. So we have a couple other callers on the line here.
Lovely
I think
stuff.
the first one that we wanted to get in is a perfect segue in between this and then just talking about the end of the season. Really, would be we have a race control report here.
Let's go.
Aaron wants to hop in here, so let's get him in here and talk to race control about the season. Aaron Lewis, you're on. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy. Can you hear me?
Oh yes, you sound very crisp and clean.
I thought you didn't listen to the podcast.
It's first time listener, long time caller.
Oh, okay.
Are you on a mobile phone?
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
I'm not today.
Okay. Okay. Payphone?
Yeah, actually, I found
Okay,
the
that's
one payphone remaining.
what I thought.
He's on
What's
the kids like play cell phone.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a big plastic pink one he's
Yeah.
just holding up to his ear right now.
It's got 3
Yeah,
buttons on
I'm
it.
in my kids. Yeah, I'm in my kid's car too as well.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
it is.
I'm phoning it.
You're
With a diaper on.
Well,
that's normal, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
How was give us a season 12 race control wrap up, Aaron. How'd it go for you?
Hectic.
Mm.
Now that the season's over, I can finally bitch about my job. It was
Hell yeah.
sorry for cussing, Zach. It sucked.
Say whatever the
I
fuck
can
you
tell
want.
you don't listen because we cuss constantly.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
I listen now.
Oh, dude, the kids tuning in.
But basically,
Fuck outta here.
your guys' Fox rants, that is my job with race control. It is
Mhm.
the camera angles suck, and I have a focus on crashes. In iRacing, focus on crashes does not mean what focus on crashes you would think means. It is
You should apply.
hey, it is awful. Like last night, there was a 3-wide battle with Cody and I think Roten and somebody else, and iRacing's like, yeah, this could be an accident, but let's go to look at Jack over here. And I just watched Jack turn left. It was awful. And then it was like somebody would spin and then it would cut to it. It was equivalent to like a Fox race where it's like, hey, something happened, commercial break. And that's what it felt like. That's what it's been like all season. Is like somebody spins, it's like, oh, hey, somebody's sideways. What happened there? I have no idea. A good example is Martinsville. Austin was like sideways or whatever for a little bit. And then he came over the intercom, was like, hey, you gonna throw a caution? I was like, oh yeah, sure. I guess I could because I don't know what the fuck is happening. But yeah, besides that,
Wow.
from my point of view, the bird's eye view that I always have was amazing. The races seemed a lot more competitive and intense, especially throughout the field. From my time racing in this league, there was a lot of Owen. You had some Irby in there. You had Jared. You had Fuller somewhat, and depending on the track, you would have Ben or Joe, like just a random third party up there. But this season it seemed like there was a very tight battle, not just between Jack, Fuller, Owen, Dylan. There was a tight battle pretty much between the whole field, and then you would see people like Roten just come up out of nowhere, and he had a great season. Like I was
You're
not
right about
expecting that
that.
out of him.
It was tight, man. It was tight all through the field this year.
Yeah, it was great to be able to watch that. Like when I was able to see battles, it was great to actually see a battle on track and not just uh Jim Smith just like 3 laps back on Daytona or something like that. It was actually good racing. No offense, Jim, love you, rest in peace, maybe. But yeah, from race control perspective, it was awesome. Oh, I don't know if he's alive. I tried to reach out to him.
Okay.
I'm sure he's doing great. We're just gonna say that he is.
Yeah. Do you
Let's
have
hope so.
like a I don't know. I don't know if Ben you had a specific direction you wanted to take this in, but like Aaron, do you have like a favorite race of the season from a spectator's point of view that you can think of off the top of your head?
Let me. I don't remember the track itself. Maybe it was. I want to say it's one of those not really cookie cutter tracks because I'm not a NASCAR fan, but like one of those that the logos kind of look the same, like Charlotte, Vegas, Texas. You know, they all
Okay.
have
So I think that narrows it down to Vegas, Charlotte, for this season. I think that's it
yeah. I think it might have been
for
Vegas. Like it was
Vegas,
SMI.
really.
Charlotte, Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
Dover.
Atlanta, maybe.
I don't think it was Atlanta, but I think it was Vegas or something. It was a really good battle up front, and I
Vegas
think
was a really good race.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was awesome.
Is that the one you won? I think Fuller or
No,
No, Jack hasn't won that.
I was in a really good position to win that, but that was the Matt Hand like off-screen caution or something. Something
oh
happened.
yeah, I remember that. That was yeah, but yeah, like
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I haven't because I
it's hard
probably
to
would have won
point
the race if it didn't happen.
and maybe championship.
Well, let's not go that far. I don't think
You would have had to rattle off a couple more there.
I finished 83 points behind, so I don't think a one win.
Yeah, I think
You never know, snowball.
Yeah,
would have
that was
taken a
early
lot
in
to
the
catch
season.
Jack.
But yeah, a lot. It's hard to pick one because there's been a lot of races, even yesterday's, where it's just been like. Granted, the final score I think was like a second back or whatever from the lead, but like some of those are from late cautions or whatever.
Yep.
It seems like a really good battle throughout. If it wasn't for those late cautions or whatever, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint one in
Yeah,
particular.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's probably hard to pinpoint one good one, but I also can imagine you probably have one singled out that was your least favorite to officiate.
Hmm.
Or is that even harder?
That
From the little rant we just got, sounds like there's gonna be a lot of them.
Yeah.
for me, the hardest ones, honestly, to officiate, which is kind of weird to say, is like the bigger tracks, like
Right.
Daytona.
Auto Club.
Yeah,
Auto
Auto
Club, I
Club.
think, sticks out. It's like because it's such a big track. Where, from my point of view, because I always stand up, or have stand up, I always have my camera pointed from the start finish line up at the top deck, and so I can try to get a bird's eye view. Well, it's kind of hard to see all the actions that happened out there, but like the smaller tracks, it's kind of easier to see. But like something like uh, Talladega and Daytona and stuff like that is kind of harder. But usually Talladega, Atlanta, and Daytona were all grouped together.
Right.
Um, I don't know. One of my if I had to pick like a favorite race though, it'd probably be the Sudlow 100, just because Travis got his first one, and that was awesome to watch. And
I mean,
That was a
one's-
great race.
That one's always electric.
yeah, it was. Like I sent him a picture from my because I wear a Samsung watch, and my heart rate was insane and my stress level was insane. Just that last
I
little
love
bit.
it.
'Cause, I mean, not to be biased or anything, but like, yeah, Travis needed it. But it was also like I met up with Travis once at a hockey game, and he said he wished he never won that because ever since then it was just downhill. And yeah,
Yeah.
from that it
He
sucks
birdied
from
the
my
first hole. Yeah, that's what he did.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
And for my software, I can have a track map, and I can see like positions, and like I'll see a track map when we start green flag go, and then like 5 laps later, I see a 19 like just slowly behind him.
oh stop, he's not that bad. Jesus Christ. Leave the kid alone. Jeez.
A lot
I
of
mean,
Travis hate in the last 24
Race
hours,
controls.
dude, for no
Yeah,
reason.
right? What the hell, dude? Jeez. Leave my guy alone.
I love Travis, but
Let
yeah,
the
that
man
was just-
race.
yeah, yeah, it's been a fun season, and yeah, I would love to say I look forward to more of it, but I let the admin team know that this will be my final season doing race control.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's a
Unfortunately.
bombshell. So does that mean we can
Yeah.
expect you on track?
No,
Oh
no, I am so this would be the third retirement, I think, from
Okay.
Yeah, don't
CRS.
worry, it'll fucking change in 3 months
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll see
so-
in a few months.
No,
Yeah. Guys, I'm
long
back for
story-
next season.
Long story short, it's just watching like I'm not a huge NASCAR fan, so watching a Fox race every day for 2 hours, watching virtual cars turn left, it's kind of hell. And then I'm doing another league and everything, so I'm just gonna take my night off.
Did
away
you ever
from-
just like cycle through the cameras or just sit up there like
So I
just-
did cycle through cameras and stuff, and then it's my
or like
luck where-
cars?
Yeah, it's my luck where something will happen. And then on the race control, there is on the track map, it'll turn red when an incident happens. Well, but sometimes when you just spin, for some reason, iRacing doesn't give you an incident, and
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
super
going
annoying.
below that line or something. Or
Yeah,
the incident. Yeah.
It's super. It's I've tried to program my own like camera for it, and that never worked. I tried to talk to the race control software people, and they didn't feel like that was necessary. It was just a one person that needed that, but yeah, it was kind of a pain, but yeah, I mean, it was fun.
It's
It
a
was
yoke.
great. 2 seasons, I feel. I really tried to find another replacement for me, and hopefully we can find one before the next season. But
Yeah, we'll see. But regardless, thank you for your time doing so.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's been helpful. We've learned a lot. You know, so even if we do have to wind up going back to how it was, we still you know, we have a good handle on things and learned a lot from having someone up there to do so. So yeah, we appreciate it.
no problem. It was fun. Like I said, you could say how much, it shows how much I love you guys because I cannot stand a NASCAR race, especially with the commercials. So I put myself through it for 2 hours every week. for you
Fucking
guys, 'cause
F1 elitist over here.
Nah, not me. Whack. Weck Imza.
Oh, the Weck would lead us on. That's almost worse.
Go Porsche. Penske. What?
Okay.
But did they win? What happened? Did they do the Le Mans thing? I didn't even
No,
watch any Le
Ferrari,
Mans.
the Ferrari
they
team won.
Oh, yeah.
Ferrari
Fuck
beat
Porsche. Get
one.
out of here.
Robert.
Why don't you go Weck off?
I think the Porsche Penske was cheating.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Penske's having a rough year.
Yeah. You'll have that. Well, yeah, like Ben said, Aaron, we definitely appreciate, I think I speak for everybody in the league, your efforts. Just sitting up there
No
watching
problem.
us drive in circles. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
fine.
see you when you change your mind in 3 months. And,
No problem.
we'll
Yeah.
talk to you then.
All right. Good talking to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron, for joining us. Appreciate it.
No problem. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
And I walked away and
Okay. Well,
My bad.
back.
I accidentally
We're back.
dragged you into the channel. Yep. We'll leave a little gap there. All right. Proceed. Jack is up
We're
next.
leaving that in.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get our champion in here.
Let's get the champ in here. Champ, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Mr. Dunn.
What's up, brother?
It's been a good day. Had fun last night, and day one as official champion. Feels good.
Wow. Yeah, you got the little logo next to your name and everything.
Yeah, for sure. And
Someone took care of you because I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure Owen got me after Talladega, even though your wish is on the podcast. But
I
I
was
wasn't
like,
gonna say nothing.
Damn.
I heard that on the solo show, and I was like, yeah, Owen did it right after the race. So
Yeah, I wouldn't gonna
Just for
say
the
anything
record-
to Ben about it.
just
but-
for the record, Jack, I won it with one race to go last season. I had to wait, so I
Yeah.
don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah, I was team weight. That was
I mean,
but I didn't even notice it, to be honest.
okay.
That's how much it just looks like it belongs there, Jack. That I
Yeah.
didn't even notice you had it next to your name for 2 weeks.
Well, that's some high praise, and I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
as much as a compliment as that is too, I mean, it wasn't easy to get it fully. You kept me honest there the whole back half of the season. So, congrats to you on a good second half there, especially races like Charlotte where you put it together.
Yeah, it was tough, dude. I mean, you finished with 7 wins, 15 top fives, out of 19 races, so only 4 races outside the top 5. You're not gonna lose a lot of championships with stats like that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, this is your first like league you've joined in iRacing, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Ran 1 or 2 back in the day on Xbox now when we were kids, but
Yeah.
first time actually kind of going in on iRacing, and because of actually CRS too, it kind of opened the world to me on league racing as well. So got into one on Mondays, but here's kind of been my home, and it's fun every week, kind of getting the same competition. Everybody here, it's competitive, but it's fun, right?
Yeah.
We're not screaming at each other every week, and especially second half of the year, Fuller, as much as we were going for the championship, still like trying to let each other go and be courteous and all that, and
Yep.
still being able to race hard when the chips are down. So that's an especially good feeling when you have competition you can trust.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna echo Fuller there and just saying, excellent season. I got to race with you a couple times, but other than that, I didn't see you very much. But excellent, excellent season. We're happy to have you here, dude, and I hope you're sticking around and gonna try and go back to back next season.
Yeah, for sure. I know we were talking about how long the potential off season is going to be. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be closer to the 4 weeks or however long it's going to be. Get to put my feet up for a little bit, but definitely excited for next season,
Yeah.
no matter what car we're going with and what tracks and all that. But it'll be fun. It'll definitely be a new feeling, kind of going in as an established driver, so to say,
Yeah.
instead of trying to kind of carve out a place for myself in that sense. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, there's a couple races that got away this year for sure, but I don't know how much more I could really ask for from a rookie season. So definitely grateful to have that.
Yeah, so you mentioned like obviously nobody knows what car is going to be next season, but if you had to choose, if Jack Drucker had the world in his hands, what 1 or 2 cars, maybe 3 cars would you really like to see?
Earmuffs.
Well, I'd really like to see the Gen 5, but that's unrealistic with how iRacing currently has that car. So
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to scratch that one off as a pipe dream.
There's no setups
Um,
for it,
Correct.
Just run baseline every week. That'd be great.
dude.
Yeah. The Xfinity car, I mean, as much success as I've had in it, there's still a lot of paint files I have on this thing, so I'd really like to just keep running that. And I kind of like the more modern aspect as well. It's still something that we see on track today,
Mhm.
Right.
as opposed to something that's kind of in the past. So it still has that kind of like day-to-day feel of we race on Tuesdays and you watch the same cars race on Saturday. I think that's kind of a neat feeling.
That is cool.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with the Xfinity car the way it is. Maybe the old Gen 6 would be fun, but at the same time, the mile and a half racing kind of struggles with that. So
Yeah.
I think the Gen 4 is fun, but I think the Gen 4 currently needs a little bit of work in the setup department with how tight it is, as well as a little bit of the draft. It could be fun, but if it were my pick, I'd take the Xfinity car, not just for performance reasons, but for the stuff I listed about how it's still racing today, and I don't have to go on trading paints for the next week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. That's well, that's a good pick. I mean, definitely not biased. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
I mean, there's one thing I do know is that Fuller's gonna, um, to put it nicely, have a nice cushion when we go to the road courses. So it's not just all me. Definitely. I mean, I say that, but Fuller, you're probably gonna have that no matter what car we run.
Well,
7 wins. Which one was your favorite?
That's a good question, actually. Probably
Chicagoland,
That's
both.
what
Vegas,
I'm.
Phoenix,
That's what I'm here
Atlanta,
for.
Pocono, Kansas.
Well, Atlanta's probably toward the bottom of the list for me because that was one where I definitely kind of like stole it at the end.
Do you
Last
mean
night,
Echo Park Speedway?
yeah, I'm sorry, Echo Park Speedway. Yes.
Mm.
Echo Park Speedway in 2008.
Yeah, the 2008
uh,
layout.
it's I don't know, last night was really fun. I definitely think there was a good variety at the front of the field for sure. Judd getting to lead some laps. Hoffman was up there until his wheel issues. That was
Mm.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Definitely got to kind of go head to head with Owen for once. It kind of took a while to get there, but last 2 weeks it's been kind of me and him slugging it out for these things. And Fuller, I had to make the final pass for the win on you. So definitely it's fun getting to race a variety of faces. But I think Dover was really fun getting to dominate that race, but Pocono was one, especially the final restart with having to go 4 wide and all that. That was a race that felt really good, like getting back to victory lane, but also just like refusing to lose in that sense. Like I really wanted Pocono being a home track. So yeah, I'd put Pocono at the top of the list.
That's
Nice. Yeah. Um.
a good spread of tracks you want to add too.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, a few mile and a halves. Obviously,
One
Pocono's
short
its
track.
own thing. And then yeah, Dover. I think you were extremely dominant at Dover as well. So, um, yeah. I mean, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's just a
Yeah,
dominating season. Um. Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
12 poles is
Jack,
insane. Sets the record.
you have a lot of entries in the scheme of the year vote coming up here, and that we'll talk about a little later. Which one do you think's going to win? Or
Oh
which
man,
one would you
That's-
pick to win? I'm sorry, not that you think you're just going to win the paint scheme thing too.
yeah. Are we talking just my
too
cars
much
here or
winning.
across the entire league?
No, just you. Like, what's your favorite that you ran this year?
I've there's a lot of good cars, but just out of sentimental value, the one I had the last 2 weeks, the Don't Tell Mom car, because that was my dad
Oh,
used to run hydroplanes back in the day, and that was
Damn.
what he called his boat, Don't Tell Mom. So then I kind of when I started running, like, okay, what am I gonna do on iRacing? Try to like, because
that's
I know
sick.
Combs has like the chip bangers and all that stuff. Like I really wanted to kind of translate that from what my dad did before over to race cars. So if actually even if you look at that paint scheme picture of the boat's actually on the deck lid too, so and I kind of
Yeah,
made that into like the de facto logo for what I do here with all that. So
That's
that's
cool.
for
cool.
pure sentimental value, I really like that car. There's some good design cars. I think the Icebreakers car from Chicago, I really like that one. The Crossworlds car from the All Star race. I'm not going to count the throwback because it's kind of its own thing, but that was a cool
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
But for pure sentimental value, yeah, there's a reason I ran that car the last 2 weeks. I really wanted to get a win in that car.
Well, hopefully you got a couple more saved up that we get to experience next season.
Yeah, I'll try to be a little nicer to you with a little bit more repeats, just so the poll isn't as painful. But props
No,
to
it's
you on
okay. I
putting
had
that all
fun.
together.
I had fun. You'll see. You guys will see what I'm talking about a little later. Yeah,
I'm
but
really excited for that. Actually, it sounds like a cool project.
yeah, just trying to make something a little special. You'll get to experience the CRS awards, which hasn't been around in a while. I opened up the last project that I did, which was like I think season 6, to just kind of get some ideas for this one not long ago, and I was like, wow, it's really been a while. So the shout out to you, because you are gonna have a lot of the pictures that are taken that are featured in it, and with the way that I kind of set it up. So uh, kudos to you as well. The photos are great every week. We love that.
Yeah.
Love having that.
Yeah, I tried to do a bigger drop today for Kansas too. There should be a bit more in there than normal, but it's fun every week, and especially with the nature of league racing and all that, it's fun having actual documentation of what happens in a
Yeah.
way. It's not just a stat sheet on SimHub. Like you can actually kind of look back and see, what cars is everybody running, and
Mm-hmm.
where's everybody going, what was the incident, that kind of thing. Like this actual kind of like proof of how the races happened, and I don't know, it's neat, and especially I know
Definitely.
like Fuller, for your sake, you've had a few of those as backgrounds throughout the year, so glad to
Yeah.
know they're out there and being used.
Yeah, it definitely adds some depth to the league for sure. And I mean, people work on these paint schemes, and like for me, I don't really work on paint schemes, but my like graphics are not turned up as high as yours. So even if I could get a nice picture of it, it wouldn't look as good as the ones you dropped. So, um, yeah, I mean they're great.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm glad to know it's something that I can add to the league on top of just what's on the racetrack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had we've been having a lot of fun with those. So thanks. I would say congrats again, Jack, on a great season. Again, we'll see you back next season. More to come on that. But great job, champ. You can officially call yourself champ in your rookie season. Quite the domination.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you guys for hosting the podcast every week and giving us something to listen to on our drive home and all that stuff. And can't wait for more racing next season.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, fellas.
Good couple of guests there. We
Absolutely, always.
we'd love to have the guys in here. Let's
So I see.
let's
I see on here
we
we
can
have
just
a.
we could just cut NASCAR if you want. This can just be an all finale episode.
I'm actually cool
We've
with
already
that.
yeah, we've rambled on
The
enough, right?
NASCAR race this weekend wasn't even exciting anyway, or
Yeah, it
there was
wasn't that
this
cool at all,
really
or it wasn't anything
inconsequential.
new, or you know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
next week we're not gonna have any CRS at all, so we can just double
Oh,
up on
super
NASCAR.
NASCAR episode. I
Yeah,
like it.
super. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. But I
Okay.
see on here on the show sheet we have a special announcement.
Yes. So this is for next Tuesday. So I just kind of touched on it with Jack, but this is for our little kind of Tuesday after the season ends. We're gonna have a little one last hoorah kind of race to wrap up the season that Judd and Owen have organized and done some testing for, and then we will have an awards ceremony. So after the fact, to wrap up the season, just kind of hang out, get everybody together on a Tuesday where we're not, racing crazy long. The Judd's race isn't going to take forever, so it'll be, not a late night. We'll be hanging out, just having a good time. We've done it in the past. It's a great time. I create a little PowerPoint and run through some random stupid awards for the off season, or for the past season. So you guys will be receiving a Google form via Discord soon that I will have you fill out with some votes. We've got some questions that can be voted upon. So, and then some awards that can be voted upon by peers, and then other awards that are just statistically or merit based, right? So, you can expect to see the ones coming. You're going to see your rookie of the year. That should be a tough vote for everybody. You're going to see a comeback driver of the year, which is someone who, maybe didn't make a lot of starts in the seasons past
Okay.
and came back and joined us for a couple more races. So it's someone who didn't race with us a ton, or someone who hasn't started a race in a couple seasons, made a return and did some racing with us. So our comeback driver of the year is for that. They were able to get back in here, pick it up, and still, get out here and do that with us. We got our most improved, which is just most improved in comparison to the previous season. I believe I put a stipulation on there that it excludes top 5 from this season and last season. So because if you finish top 5 in points, you're pretty good, and
Sure.
if you went from 5th to 3rd, you're still pretty good. So
Yeah.
we got a best race of the year, so that one will feature every race. And then what I was talking about with Jack, there's 3 separate scheme of the year awards that we want to give give some praise to. So the first one is the scheme of the year, which is just kind of like your primaries for the non-themed races. So I have every scheme that everyone ran. Maybe I missed one here or there. Sorry, but if I missed it, it probably wasn't that good, right? Boom.
Right.
So then we have so we have that. So every single scheme for every single person is listed, and I believe you're gonna be able to choose up to 3 that were your favorites.
Okay.
And then we'll collect all the data and award that. Then we also have the best scheme for the Charlotte USA theme night, and then the best scheme for the Bristol throwback night. So those are divided into 3 different categories. We'll hand out 3 awards for that. And then the other ones that are just based off stats are we're going to celebrate our champion, who we just talked to, the Wrecking Ball Award, which is the most incidents, the Safe Driver Discount, which is the least incidents, the Master Passer, best rating, and the best average position change. So those are just kind of statistic based awards that I think deserve some praise. So
Is there
that'll
a
happen.
minimum amount of starts for the least incidents?
Um,
There probably should
yeah,
be.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's. I forgot what the number was, but it's yeah. And then prior to that, we were going to be having this race that Judd and Owen had organized. So I got the details here with me. So we're going to have a short little 3-segment race. I believe 65 laps is the total. So segment 1 and 2 are going to be kind of treated as like a heat race where our caution laps will count. If we have any issues, we go under caution. Those are going to count.
Okay.
Segment 3 is going to be a feature race, and caution laps will not count. So kind of like a dirt theme there. Type thing. So caution laps will not count segment 3. So we are racing in the ARCA car at Daytona. Obviously, Judd is going to send out a little survey to ask people, or maybe put up a vote, something like that, to ask people which ARCA car we would like to use, the old one or the new one, and they'll decide based on that. So the way the race is going to go, segment 1 is going to be a 30-lap race with a mandatory green flag pit stop. Once we all finish, once we all cross our finish line, caution comes out. We're gonna head into segment 2. So basically, at the end of segment 1, everybody's gonna come down the pit lane and park it. Even if you need, even if you don't want to take tires or whatever, you still got to come down pit lane. And Judd will call out the order for segment 2, which is going to be an invert of how segment 1 finished.
Okay.
And then for the segment 2, green flag, 25 laps. I don't think there's a required pit stop in that one. Segment 3, the feature, quote unquote, is going to be based off of your segment 2 finishing order. Segment 3 is a 10-lap shootout where caution laps don't count. So if all hell breaks loose, caution laps will not count. I have a feeling that also included in that will be some unlimited green white checkers. So it could be anarchy. But yeah, so if you kind of, the idea also, if you wreck out in the heat race, you get a chance at redemption in the features. So we got to just get through the first 2 segments nice and clean. Everybody hopefully saves a fast repair. And then we get to that third, and then all hell breaks loose. So I look forward to it. It should be a good night. Like I said, I believe it's 65 laps is what it was. And so it won't take very long, and we'll have the awards shortly after.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds exciting. The old CRS banquet is back.
I'm going to make a little
I think I
flyer
didn't
for it.
I think I didn't really ever get to do one of these. I think the last time we did it, I was in my sabbatical. So
Yeah, it was like season 5, season 6 were
Yeah.
the ones that I remember the most.
Exciting.
So that'll be a good time, and then we'll have a couple weeks off season, and we'll pick back up. More info on dates to come, for sure. But I would eye up late July as starting time for Clash season. As Jack said, I think we all kind of need just like a little breather. So
Yeah.
all the scheduled updates and everything will be coming out, very soon. Once we get some feedback from y'all, Owen's going to send out like an overall survey to wrap up the season like we've done in the past and to collect some data. That's where we'll get to see what car we're racing next year. We'll see. You kind of asked Jack there for his 3. I believe that's exactly what the question is. I was like thinking to myself, like, how the hell did you see that form already? No,
No,
but
I mean, no, that was off the
that's
dome.
exactly what it is. But
I think
but
that's
yeah,
what
so
it usually is. It's like pick your top 3.
yeah,
so.
it is. Yeah.
What is?
So,
Can we say what our top 3 would be? Maybe we can try and lobby some people.
Sure, absolutely. Mine is Xfinity first, just because I had a great time this season. I think I gave a
is
lot of
fun.
races away, and I think I could run it back and do a lot better. I'd like to have the chance to see if I can do better. Um, and with Xfinity would come a schedule that is very similar to what we had, and I think we had a good schedule this season.
Yeah.
No bias at all there. But uh, being that's my pride and joy, man. The
Yeah.
schedule, I love it. But so that would be first. Gen 4 is second, just because that thing is a lot of fun. Although I do agree with Jack.
Needs a little bit of work.
I'm always hesitant on, when the seasons, we've had this happen before. I forget what car it was, but where the season wrapped up and like right at the end of the season, another car, like a new car dropped, and it might have even been the next gen. I'm not 100% sure, but it was like, we started the season when it was still buggy and they were still working out kinks. So by the end of the season, the car you were driving was completely different than the one you started the season on, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's why it's second place for me, because honestly, like in the time that I've driven it, I have a lot of fun. And I mean, I haven't done a lot of races in it, so I don't know the stuff like Jack saying with like the drafting and whatnot. But like, I've had a lot of fun just testing it, just running single laps, and that thing is a blast.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure it would race pretty interesting, but I also put it second because I think that car breeds a lot of potential to get spread out.
Yeah.
And to have a lot less entertaining races than what we just saw out of the Xfinity car this year. So, and then third place is the next gen, just because I like the next gen and it's the current car, kind of along the same theme of what Jack said with it's the car you see on track on the weekends. And then so, it's kind of cool to me. So that next gen's third, and just yeah, and that's only because I hate the truck now because I sucked in it last year.
The truck is its own, thing. I like the
Yeah,
truck
I don't know.
because I won the season in the truck, but I'm not gonna vote for the
True.
truck.
True.
Because that thing was annoying as hell to drive sometimes and race. I think I'm with you on the Gen 4 with I think it has some kinks to work out, but I'm still gonna vote for that.
Yep.
Just because I've done some AI races with it. I just got it the other day and did some AI races with it,
Oh,
and it is
I didn't know it had AI.
yeah, it does.
Hmm.
I got the 2001 roster on there, and I got the full season, so I'm
That's
like
sick.
playing through the full Winston Cup season. But yeah, it's a ton of fun, so I'm definitely gonna vote for that. And I mean, if it changes throughout the season, then that's just we just got to adapt to it. Although it is a handful, so I think while it will get spread out, I think we will have plenty of cautions to get everybody bunched back up. To be completely honest, and then a thing that I've been lobbying for what seems like years, and it may never happen, but I'm going to vote every single
Damn
season is the
87s.
87s because they are so fun to drive. They suck so bad. Like they drive like total shit.
Yeah.
And it's just the tires wear out so much and you're just all over the place and your little character has the open face helmet and his hands are like at 11 and 1 on the steering wheel. Like um
They're constantly moving because that car is
yeah.
just constantly out of control.
Yeah, and I think a whole season in 87s would just be incredible. I think it would
It would
make.
be wild
I
to see
think
100 us do 128 laps at Kansas in a fucking
yes,
87.
I think it would make everybody so much better. Um, because like I think a lot of the problems that we have with like caution, like races with tons of cautions, is people attacking the corners so hard and then running into people. You just can't do it in the 87s. Like you will miss the corner if you attack it too hard. So.
Yeah, people might be running into each other more though because it's got old brakes. It's heavier.
Could be, but yeah, I'm never gonna not vote for that. Vote for the 87s, people. Um, and then the third vote, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. If I'm being true to myself, I'd probably vote for the Xfinity car because I do like it, but I kind of want one of the other two I just said to win, so I may not vote for the Xfinity car because it's like, you know what I mean? It's gonna have plenty of votes. It doesn't need any more
where you
votes.
where you place it has to do with the weight of the vote as well.
Does it really?
So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, in that case, maybe I'd throw it on there because, yeah, like you said, I did have a ton of fun. This car is great. Um, it's fun on the road courses. I think this is probably the hardest stock car to drive on the road courses, maybe other than the 87s. But like when you look at the trucks or the next gen or even the old Cup car, I feel like they were a little bit better on the road courses than these. So I mean, I know that's a very small part of our schedule, but that
Yeah.
plays into my vote at least. So yeah, I guess I'll Gen 4 87s and probably the Xfinity car. I can't think of anything other than the Xfinity car I'd be happy with, really. I mean, the next gen is cool, but I don't know, man. I don't like how it is on short tracks with all the shifting and stuff. And
What what's the actually it is kind of nice because like there's some setups now that like it like uh you never leave fourth gear, right? Like you still run
really,
the short tracks. Yeah, like there's some where like you don't even get up to fifth. So like at least the last time I drove it, I don't know if they made some changes on that car since, but
I haven't
like
driven it
it's
since we stopped using it. I haven't driven it because also it's so different from any other oval car. I don't want to
mhm.
like build bad habits on it, and then I get in the Xfinity car and I'm nowhere. So,
I think it's funny how it races on iRacing. I think how they wish it raced in real life.
oh
Like
yeah, 100%.
it's incredibly racy. And it's a good time. What's your okay? So this is absolutely no influence or let me preface this. I don't want anyone to think that what I'm about to ask is going to wind up on the schedule.
hmm
What's the one track, just like any track in the world, if you could put it on the schedule, what would it be that we haven't done yet?
Um,
Probably a road courses because
I
we've
was
done
gonna
most
say,
ovals.
I mean, I'm probably gonna choose a road course, but
What would it be?
um, probably Long Beach. If you're giving me the
Ooh,
keys to the kingdom, then I mean, yeah, I would choose something like that. Um,
that would be so wild
yeah,
to
yeah, it would
take that
be
last corner in these
my
freaking
like
things.
my idea. Like going through this season, I think Chicago Street was really cool. I would
Yeah.
love if, and this is probably not going to be very popular, but I would love if we had 3 road courses a year, one street course, one proper road course, and then obviously Watkins Glen. But
Always Watkins
yeah,
Glen, the
Watkins
staple of our
Glen,
road course,
yeah, Watkins
our
Glen's
2 road
not
course
going
races.
anywhere, and that's kind of
We
why I
signed a
say
long
like
yeah,
we do one street course, one new road course, and Watkins Glen's obviously going to be there because
yeah. We signed like a long-term, deal with
yeah,
them.
right,
The next
20-year
we're
deal.
signed through 2081 to be
Yeah,
racing at Watkins Glen. So,
exactly. People love Watkins Glen, but and as such, when we go there, to me, it doesn't even feel like a road course race. It feels like something else because just everybody's in a good mood, like they
so
like the
kind
track.
of
Everybody's really good at it too.
yeah.
Um,
So kind of on the topic of what the question I just asked you. This isn't my pick, but something that would be kind of interesting is throwing the boot on the Glen one year.
oh, I would be
And
so here for that.
still going to the Glen and just throwing the boot on there. And I don't think everybody would be all smiles like they are
Yeah,
uh, with the classic layout, but you never know. But
I'd be so here for that. The boot layout is awesome. Um,
Long Beach would be some kind of wild.
yeah, I mean, there's a few street courses, right? You have, Chicago, Long Beach, Belle Isle, and then
Yeah, Detroit. Yep.
yeah, they're adding in Miami, which is
The
it's
parking lot course.
technically a street course. Like we could rotate through a few street courses, and then there's the proper road courses. There's millions of them, and then
Mhm.
I don't know. Then the Glen is the Glen, but um, I would say like we're kind of getting into like how I'm gonna fill out my form, but if if we had 3 road courses, I would want to have 3 super speedways as well, which is insane to be hearing that coming out of my mouth. Um, like for points, because when we got to Talladega, I was like excited for a super speedway. I was legitimately like looking forward to it, which I've never felt. Um, because I felt like they were so spaced out. And it was cool to have Talladega like at the end of the season because there was a lot of um, implications with points and stuff. But I feel like if I got my wish on the road courses, then you'd probably have to add a super speedway in.
Like a Dega, Daytona, Atlanta,
Yeah,
even.
exactly. Yeah, it could be Daytona twice, Talladega twice, or yeah, throw in Atlanta in there. That's
Yeah.
always Atlanta was fun for the All Star race. I mean, I think we had it as a points race at one point in season 7 or 8 with the next gen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. One of the
um,
next gen races. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's your one track in the world you could throw on there? I felt like we've done most of the ovals.
Yeah, that's why I figured like unless I say like Twin Ring Motegi, like that's not it.
That was I
I
filled that
think
in on my form last season. I was like, we should
I
do a
know
double
I
header at Motegi.
yep I knew someone did that, and now that all makes sense.
Do the oval one week and the road course the next week.
Let me think. If I had just pick one, I asked this question. I hadn't even thought about it myself. I think it'd be really
Monza
fun to
Oval.
drive. No. I think the cup cars. I'm gonna keep it in the States. I think
Okay.
the cup cars would be a lot of fun to drive, or just the stock cars in general would be a lot of fun to drive at Road Atlanta. That's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite American track, and I think it's not anything that's like crazier designed. Like it would be like normally it's like VIR's right there with it too, but I think VIR for stock car would be so difficult.
Oh yeah, that would be
And
tough.
the only benefit is that there's grass runoff everywhere and people aren't hitting walls. But I think it would just be so difficult passing and whatnot. But I think Road Atlanta presents a lot of opportunities to have a pretty good race, big long backstretch into that chicane, and
Yeah.
imagine having to just like dance on the throttle coming down the hill and to the start finish line.
Yeah.
The S's like just there's a lot of things that I think would bode well for stock car racing. I've always wanted to see it in real life, and I think that'd be really cool to do. In here as well.
Yeah, I think they used to test there a lot for the road courses.
That makes sense.
I don't own that track in iRacing, but if that was on the schedule, I would definitely definitely be a reason to get it. Obviously.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else you got to talk about for next season?
I think that's it, man. Other than that, I don't have any other details ironed out that I'm ready to share. So, I think I've shared just about all there is. Again, come out next Tuesday and hang out with us. It's everything be normal time, 7:30. Practice opens 8:30 start, and again, the race is only 65 laps at Daytona. So, you're thinking maybe an hour or so. If you only want to show up for the awards ceremony, I don't know, show up at like 9:30 ish. I don't know,
Yeah.
Eastern, but yeah, everything's going same normal time next week. We'll wrap up with the ceremony. We'll hang out. Some people will indulge in some adult beverages, and who knows? Maybe I can win the Daytona thing and still shotgun a beer. Who knows?
Ooh.
Right before the ceremony, I'll walk in with beer all over my shirt.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Fresh off a shotgun. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up there. We'll go Super NASCAR next week.
Got some ZGP time, huh?
Yeah, TCRS, ZGP, Vegas, Roval. Excited to see people fumble their way around that track.
It's fun.
Including myself, because yeah, that turn off the backstretch is an interesting one. So
It's something for sure.
yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna actually try and upload this before the ZGP race. So, yeah, leave a like, leave a review on Spotify, send a comment. Judd's still the only one commenting, so give him some love in there. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys next week. See you.
Peace.